What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Here we are. It's Sunday, right? We're doing a Sunday stream. And today we are talking about Kevin Smith's Clerks and Mallrats. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have seen Clerks and what your thoughts are on the film, as well as if you have ever seen Mallrats and what your thoughts are on this film. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. I want to know from you as we go through here and talk about these couple of films. Now, excuse me for being a few minutes late here. Things went a little bit wonky there. In case you couldn't see on the on the intro of the video, I apologize about that. Oh man, so I can't join watching this. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. You can listen in. You can listen in. You know, put in your little earbud. But apologize for the couple minute delay there. Things just kind of went a little wonky, and you know, hey, we're here and we're going now. Like I said, before we get into all of this discussion, if you're not already, please make sure that you're subscribed. Click the little bell. You know, make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's okay. Regardless of how you feel, regardless of whether you like this video or dislike this video, make sure that you interact down there in the chats and let us know your thoughts on these films and your thoughts on my ass takes of these films here over the next hour or so. So, now, also, part of the reason you want to do that, be here interacting in the live chats with all these cool people here, is being here, being one of the Myrtle Maniacs, hanging out here in the chats. That's where you are when you come hang out here on Second Street. You're one of the Myrtle Maniacs. Just for being here, you acquire this thing called Myrtle Bit. What is Myrtle Bit? Well, it's not really much right now, but it's Myrtle Bit, and everybody wants a little bit of Myrtle, right? So let him know how much you want Myrtle, and by collecting that Myrtle Bit, you can check your Myrtle Bit by hitting an exclamation Myrtle Bit. It's right there. You can see how to do it right there. Just enter that in the comments below. And what that does is it actually gets you entered into some of the giveaways that we're going to be doing here on the channel. That's right. You don't even have to, you just got to be subscribed to the channel. You got to be here collecting Myrtle Bit, hanging out in the live chats and the live streams, hanging out. We're going to be doing some giveaways. One of the things we're going to be giving away is this right here. We are giving away a copy of 2 stories by author Jospeh L and artist. He actually drew this as well. Very good book here. It is 2 stories. It's a memoir about faith and mental illness by a Zarek Award-winning cartoonist Jospeh L. Josh thought he was living the artist's dream. The young, ambitious comic book creator had a hip Portland apartment, an affectionate fiance, and his whole life ahead of him, until the night he finds himself on Burnside Bridge, willing himself to jump. How did he get there? 2 Stories is a confessional graphic memoir that grapples with questions of faith, mental illness, depravity, and ultimately redemption in a fallen world. This can be yours just for hanging out and being one of the Myrtle Maniacs and collecting your exclamation Myrtle Bit. That's all you got to do, son. Also, the other thing that you're gonna get entered in to win right here is this right here. This baby teeth cover. This baby teeth issue number 17. This is from Brave New World Comics. Now, this is a Brave New World Comics. It's a comic shop down in Santa Clarita. They did this variant cover. Now, when you do these variant covers, typically the minimum you can do on them, as far as Aftershock Comics is concerned, the minimum order is 300. So this is at least a 1 in 300. They may have gotten more, but they're kind of a small shop. Chances are they just got the 300. You can actually buy this same, I think this book as well by going to their website. I think it's bnwcomics.com. But you can search them on like Instagram and stuff. Brave New World Comics. They're on Twitter and stuff. You can buy this there from their site as well. I believe it's $25. You also get entered to win this, along with 2 stories. That sounds like a great damn book. I haven't got a chance to read it yet. I just picked it up on Wednesday, but it sounds like a great book, does it not? You get entered to win both of those. You know what? And that's sponsored by our Immortal Myrtle Maniacs. The Immortal Myrtle Maniacs are the channel members. Again, I got to do that again. Immortal Myrtle Maniacs are the channel members. You can become a channel member by clicking the join button right next to the subscribe button, or there's a link down in the description of this video where you can go and become a channel member, one of the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs, and help support some of the content on the channel, as well as crowdfunding comics. We're going out there and using a lot of the money from this for crowdfunding comics, as well as putting money into these giveaways. Obviously, I'm putting up plenty of my own personal money into this as well. But it's just because I want to share these things with you, man. These things that I enjoy. And that's what we're here to do today, is talking about Kevin Smith's Clerks and Mallrats. Now, the reason that we're talking about these here today, the reason that we're even here talking about these films today is because in 2 weeks, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, I believe, what is that, the 16th? The 16th, on June 16th? I will be over on, I will be over on Fanjecture's channel doing Debate 8. Now, if you haven't ever been to Fanjecture's channel and been on Debate 8, you definitely need to make sure that you go and subscribe to his channel and check it out. Debate 8 is one of the funnest times that you're going to have here on YouTube. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. Especially if you like movies. If you actually like movies, you actually watch movies, you'd love it. Especially if you like all kinds of movies and just like your movies. Because, you know, Adam, my man Adam over there, he's such a great dude. But he's a film apologist, right? He's a film apologist. Oh, and he is. He is. And he puts together these brackets. You get to go vote on them. You can go to his channel and subscribe. I dropped the link there in the description. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'll pin it. I'll pin it. I'll pin it just in case there's so many people here right now watching this, that it's scrolling by so fast you can't even get a chance to see it. It's scrolled right on by. It's pinned right up there at the top. Go subscribe to his channel. Go join his Discord. You can vote on the movies that are on the brackets, right? You help vote them in. You help put the movies on those brackets by getting in there and voting through his Discord server. So you should make sure that you do that. Now this week, I can't remember. This week I think they're doing Nicolas Cage films on Wednesday. I'm not sure who his guest is, but if you go subscribe to his channel and click that little bell, you're gonna get notifications. You'll find out anyway. You'll find out. Go follow him on Twitter and stuff too. He's a great dude. But I believe it's Nicolas Cage they're doing this week, and then next week, the week after that, on Wednesday, we're going to be debating Kevin Smith films. The top 8 films. And, you know, I know everybody has their favorite Kevin Smith film, right? And everybody has their little ranking list, you know, the way you feel about it. And we all do, right? I guarantee you do. And I guarantee you that you, as well as I, and probably most of us, have the same feelings about a lot of these movies, right? You probably got the same feelings, and that's why I say you still got your ranking list. So like, you feel like they're all good movies, but some are better than others, right? I can guarantee you your list is different than mine. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. I don't even have to question it. Now, the thing is I'm going on there on Wednesday to convince you, to tell you the reasons why you need to be voting the way I think you should be voting for these films. Sharing my opinions about them. Knowing that you have your opinions about them, and I'm trying to get you to go the way that I want to, because there is a movie that I ultimately want to win. There is a movie that I know is going to win, has a good chance of winning, and that might be my movie. Of course, it might be another one of those movies. He's got so many great films, right? He's got at least 8 of them. He's got at least 8 of them that made it on the bracket anyway. But that's my job, is to go through there and convince you which one is the best one. And to get myself prepared for that, and to get you ultimately prepared for that, what I'm doing is I'm going through and rewatching them. And believe me, I've seen every single one of these films numerous times. Numerous times. Probably too many to count. But going through there, refreshing, kind of getting the juices flowing again, getting the feels for these movies again, getting all those arguments made again, because I was arguing these over on Fanjecture's channel, you know, a couple, several months ago, about a year ago now. And you guys know how it is, you know, he's the king of the rigged voting brackets. And, well, anyway, he went ahead, you know, like his usual self, he sabotaged my audio, so you couldn't hear, the people out there voting couldn't hear all the reasons why you needed to vote for the movies that I was telling you to vote for. Because I know what your favorite movie is, right? Right? Your favorite movie is Chasing Amy? Oh, it's Dogma, isn't it? It's Dogma, isn't it? It's Dogma. I know you think it's Dogma. I know you think it's Dogma. Oh. Oh, I know you just click on your keyboard right now saying, "Oh, it's Clerks, man. It's Clerks, man. You can't beat the classic. You can't beat the classic Clerks, man. It's the best one." Somebody else is out there. Nah, bro. It's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back all the way, dude. It's Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Motherfuck, motherfuck, fuck, motherfuck. I could probably get it. I better stop. Point being is I think if we get right down to brass tacks, if we get down into this bracket and get into the voting, you guys really listen to what I have to say and you really think objectively, just really think about these films. And by objectively, I mean the way I think about them. You'll vote the way I do because you'll see and you'll understand all the things that I'm going to tell you and convince you of. Now, as well as brushing up on them myself and watching these movies, if you're one of the immortal Myrtle maniacs, you have absolutely no excuse not to watch these films again by the time next Wednesday comes up. Because if you are one of the immortal Myrtle maniacs, you can go join us in my Discord for the watch parties that we are doing for these. So far, we've watched Chasing Amy. Or no, that's the next one. We'll probably watch that one later tonight. But we already watched Clerks and Mallrats. We watched Mallrats yesterday. Obi-Wan the homie was there. One of the Myrtle Maniacs. One of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs. Now, we watched Clerks the other day. We may watch these again by the time the next Wednesday comes out. But tonight we're going to be doing Chasing Amy. All right. If you can watch a lot, you can go yourself and watch it. After we're done here with this on HBO Max. I think it's streaming over there on HBO Max. If you got that, or if you don't own it, I mean I own it too, but I'm just I'll probably watch it out here if we're going to do it on the Discord anyway. So might as well. But you have absolutely no excuse if you're one of the immortal Myrtle maniacs to not have these movies refreshed in your mind and be able to vote with confidence in about a week and a half. So, before we get into these movies, let me go ahead. We're going to start off with Clerks. The 1995 Kevin Smith classic. Kevin Smith's first. Again, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll say what's up to everybody here in the live chats, and then we'll go ahead and get on with it. Okay, starting off. Let's see here. We have got, I'm popping this out. We're going to pop that out. Did you guys check your Myrtle bit? Did you guys check your Myrtle bit yet? Yeah, you better check your Myrtle bit. You better check your Myrtle bit, son. Yeah, there we go. Check that Myrtle bit. Okay, so we've got... Oh, let me do all this here. There we go. Oh, come on, man. Why can't... I'm boomer status right now. Why can't I dismiss this like I do? Okay. We've got my man at Duda Reviews, Marvel Maniac, Reefer Man Reviews, Jonathan Velasquez, my man. What is up? We got Marvel Maniacs, Todd, by the way. And we've got Landon TLB and my man Air Spider 23. He says it's hot. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm here in Southern California. So it's starting to crank up here. Now, the other day I was talking about these on Friday, and Lucas Texvenger sent in a $2 super chat. Again, thank you so much for that, Lucas. Sent in a $2 super chat that says that just said Chasing Amy is the best. I don't know. It's definitely one of the best ones. But getting right into this, Clerks. Let's see, what was it? Should I IMDb it? I mean, does it really matter what year it is? I mean, I guess it could, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was released the same year, if not the very next year, right after. It was the same year, 1994. Clerks, same year as Pulp Fiction released. Yeah, same year. And believe me, 1994 was a great year. Was a great year. Now, oh man, dang it. Getting right into this. Clerks, Kevin Smith's 1994 classic. Man, we got in and watched this the other day, and this is one of those ones. It's one of the like Clerks is one of those movies. It's always going to be that one that's just so great because it's like the first one is never. There's nothing's ever better than the first, right? When it comes to movies, that number one. Well, Clerks is really like the thing that kind of started it all. And you got to really think, and I've said this in the past, that we've honestly really got to kind of thank Kevin Smith for creating the MCU. The MCU wouldn't be around if it wasn't for director Kevin Smith. He pretty much launched a connected universe by way of Clerks back in 1994 with this movie that's launched this spree of movies this off of View Askew Films or View Askew Productions, a production company that was Kevin Smith and his buddy Scott Mosier, who were both the producers of these films while Kevin Smith was writing and directing. Scott Mosier was the guy kind of behind the scenes with Kevin Smith. You see him in a lot of the films as well. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's in just about every one of these View Askew flicks that there is. He is actually even in Clerks. He is playing one of the characters that, here in this film, Kevin Smith did a lot of things, right? Like I said, not only did he put together this connected universe, this connected world of characters that went off and did all of these different things in different movies, and all still seemed to come together at different times. Branching timelines, right? I bet you they got that Loki variant. But Kevin Smith was young at the time. He made this movie on a fairly low budget for a film like this, for a movie that ended up being as much of a cult classic as it is, and probably the kind of money that this movie has made him overall. Maybe not the movie in and of itself at the theater and the box office back in those days. I'm not going to confess to no numbers. I'm not that big of a geek. Maybe Adam can tell us all about that. On Debate 8. But the thing is it created this world for Kevin Smith, this sandbox that he went to play in this, and this whole sandbox was this cash cow is really what it is, that all started right here in Clerks when we meet our characters Dante and Randall in this very first film, along with our characters Jay and Silent Bob, who went off to be in so many different movies. It's absolutely ridiculous. A pop culture kind of phenomenon, if you will. They even actually popped up in the movie Scream. There was another movie, I can't remember what it was, that they popped up in as well. Just kind of characters out there in films, as well as these characters that show up here first in Clerks and then show up again in the Clerks animated series. They end up showing up again in Chasing Amy. They end up showing up again in Mallrats. They end up showing up again in Dogma. They end up showing up Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Clerks 2, hell, I think about the only place they didn't really make an appearance was probably in all of the other things that were kind of out of the View Askew universe, like films like Tusk and Red State. I don't think they did in Zack and Miri Make a Porno at all either. But I mean, that would have been funny because Jason was in it. But the point being is that these characters went on and did a whole lot, and they were all first introduced in this movie. You get in there and watch this movie. It is such a classic getting in there. You get all of those 1990s soundtrack. Every single, the way this film starts off, from Dante getting that call to come into work and how he's not even supposed to be here today. All of these things kind of add up and make this film just such a classic. The way Kevin Smith pieced this movie together, and you can tell how young he was and everything that he was trying to do, saving time, hit the ground running, just a lot of quick edits. There was no real setting around in boring situations in this film whatsoever, considering that you are sitting around in a boring type of environment in this film, being mainly shot inside of the quick stop convenience store or next door in the video rental place in which Randall was working at, where Dante was the cashier, the clerk at the quick stop. So this, I mean, getting into these films, I mean, you know, it's filmed in black and white, and it hits the ground running from the time that Dante gets called into work until the very end of his day, and all of the shenanigans that he gets into. Everything from learning that his girlfriend gave head to a lot of guys, even doing things like you know, what they call it, the snowballing, yeah. And that's kind of the thing here. Back in 1994, like I said, Kevin Smith was younger. He was hungry. He was putting this movie out. He needed something groundbreaking. He was putting everything, all of his love into this first film. And you know what? Honestly, back in those days, Kevin Smith really kind of helped coin a lot of these terms. Or not maybe even coin them, but bring them into the pop culture. Things like the things like I was talking about with the snowballing and things like that. Stuff that even somebody like me heard out in the Midwest back in 1994 after films like this. He took a lot of these kinds of things. He took a lot of playing on pop culture itself, bringing that into and being influenced by that, and kind of showing his love for that and paying homage to these things within these films in small, subtle ways. As you see him building his really just kind of his own kind of, like I said, his own universe, and launching his own thing here as well with all of these characters who have all had multiple reprising roles throughout all these films. Even Dante and Randall have been in multiple films as well, as those same characters, and just the actors themselves in other roles as well. But here we see a day in the life of these two clerks, and there's a lot of great scenes in here, you know, and Kevin Smith is good with a lot of this stuff. Not only kind of that stuff with the pop culture and kind of getting some of this terminology and things out there into the world that really kind of became, you know, the popularizing some of these terms and things like that. But also kind of the banter that his characters have throughout these films as well. Getting into, you know, seeing how these clerks are kind of snooty with all of their customers. One of the first people you see in this film is an old man who walks into the quick stop to return a movie because Randall next door hadn't gotten to work and unlocked the shop yet. And, you know, Dante was telling him, like, hey, man, like, oh, he'll be around, so just hold up for a minute. And the dude was pretty pissed off and pretty much came on just being a jerk and kind of dropped, you know, I guess you could ultimately save some knowledge on it. And, you know, and that's kind of one of the things that first things you really get. And you see Dante, you know, being a little snarky asshole where he's sitting there and he's like, you know, the old man walks out and ends up forgetting his keys, right? He ends up forgetting his keys. And and it's funny, you know, he gets rid of the keys. But the thing is, like, you can kind of see everything. The old man sat there and dropped some truth bombs on him. And you should see Dante kind of, damn, man. And then, but, you know, and also at the same time, kind of like, man, like, he's right, too. Kind of looks like he's enlightened, and this man's a dick. So he went ahead and got rid of the guy's keys. And just all kinds of different interactions like this. From, like I said, finding out that his girlfriend has been had a very, I don't know, kind of an active sex life, or maybe it wasn't sex before they had got together. And it was really funny getting into a lot of... getting back into this and seeing this. But then, like I said, you also see a lot of the pop culture references where you get like the scene with the roofer where they come in and Randall is having a discussion with Dante about the Death Star and the second Death Star, and how the construction workers were on there, is kind of, you know, putting the thing together, and all of a sudden they get blown up, and, you know, they're like, hey, you know, like, those dudes were just kind of like innocent bystanders just doing work to help rebuild the Death Star. And, you know, they're getting just all of these kind of silly and funny references doing these kinds of things, seeing this kind of day in the life of these characters. And it's just really great to get in there and watch this film again. And believe me, I watch a lot of these films every now and again. You know, I think the last time I watched Clerks to this previously had probably been maybe about a year ago. Maybe about a year. Yeah, probably soon before I was on Adam's show the last time as well. Which was about a year ago. But getting in there and just watching these things, it's just so great to look and see the storytelling, the directing, and just the different things that were done in this. And when you see it, it's kind of a lot of simple things done, right? It reminds me of like hardcore music. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of like Madball or anything like that, but it's this band. They got a lot of great songs, but like most of their songs aren't over 90 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But it's just to the basics. Get said what you need to get said, done, and be done with it. You're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Well, Kevin Smith he wasn't reinventing the wheel, but he also kind of invented a wheel at the same time, using quick cuts, simple edits, doing simple little things to piece together this what is now, even at this point, nearly 30 years later, a classic film. Right? Classic film. And it's all shot in black and white. It's all shot in black and white, and not once do you ever sit there and get bogged down by it being in black and white, or sitting there with these scenes that are kind of dragging out in which you get bored through boring conversations, or sitting around watching anything boring going on. Everything here is just done, and it kind of keeps a very good pace throughout the film, while also not feeling very rushed. Again, this was Kevin Smith's first film, and it was absolutely great. Definitely one of my favorite films of all time. Of all time. So, like I said, it's definitely one of my favorite ones. Definitely one of the films that I think when it comes Wednesday on Debate 8 next Wednesday, it's going to be one of those ones that it's going to be pretty hard for any film out there to really come out there and beat, because again, this is the first one. This is that classic film that we all wanted, that we all love and remember. Even getting in and watching this, there's nothing about this film that hasn't aged well or anything like that. Just an absolutely great film. But let me know your thoughts about Clerks down in the comments below, and we'll go ahead and get into this. Before we get into and talk about, man, why is this thing? This thing is, you know what? It's giving me a hard time right now. Why is this thing giving me a hard time? This thing giving me a hard time. It's gonna make me mad. It's gonna make me mad. Come on, boomer computer. All right. Sorry, my chat went my chat went down here. My chat went down here. Oh no, I went wrong one. There we go. All right. Get here into the live chats, but yeah, let me know. Like I said, Clerks is definitely one of the ones that's going to be tough for any film to beat next Wednesday. Okay, now there we go. Pop that out there. Bam, bam. All right, now I got it. It's updated now. Okay. Why can't I just dismiss that? Okay. Reefer Man Review says at work but listening in. Jonathan Valasquez says, here for the chocolate covered pretzels. Yes. Oh, they certainly are exquisite. Yes. I might be an immortal Myrtle maniac in 2 years. All right, all fair, man, all fair. Let's see. Reefer Man says, hello, my fellow masshole. All right. Jason from Polyhedral Paradise, thank you so much for being here. We're just here talking about Kevin Smith films. So, now, altogether, like I was saying, Clerks, one of those classic films that absolutely, like, getting into the discussion of greatest Kevin Smith films, I can guarantee you, just judging by the list, let's go see if we can go through here. See if we can go through here and find... See if we can find this list here for the films here that Adam had on there. I'm not sure what the rankings are going to be, but let's check out. Let's go to the Discord here and see what these movies were looking at. How many votes they got? How many votes they got compared to the others? All right. let's see here. The Kevin Smith poll. Here we go. Okay. When it got down to it, all of these films here, Clerks got 8 votes. All right, Clerks did get 8 votes. Now there is a couple of other films that did get more votes, but not many more than Clerks. So as I said, it looks like Clerks is definitely top 3 of all of these films out there. Top 3 of all of these films out there, from what it looks like on this bracket. Is what it looks like to me. Now, but yeah, so let me know all your thoughts on Clerks down below. Lucas Texvenger, what is up, my man? Said, what's up, y'all? Just stopping by. Want to say hello. Got to get back to work. Catch the replay. All right. Yeah. No problem, man. Good luck at work. Jason says, I love Kevin Smith films. Absolutely, me too, man. You're one of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs, Jason. Here in a couple hours, we're actually going to do a watch. We're going to do a watch party on the Discord for Chasing, or not, yeah, Chasing Amy is next. For Chasing Amy, as soon as we get done here, and then probably about an hour after that. So probably about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we will start Myrtle Maniacs, Immortal Myrtle Maniacs watch along in the Discord over there. So you've got your stuff all synced on the Discord and everything. And if you are one of the Immortal Myrtle Maniacs, one of the channel members, make sure that you have and are joined on our Discord, because we're going to be doing that watch party here about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here in about 90 minutes. We're going to be doing that, and you can go join in over there and watch that watch the movie with us. So you have no excuse not to watch this film by the time we get into debate 8 next Wednesday, only on Fanjecture. You can go subscribe to Adam from Fanjecture. His link is down is pinned in the comments section down there. But let me know. Let's see. Jason says Silent Bob's a big speaky role. Yes, he gets a lot of this. Parker, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being here today. So, doesn't look like anybody really has much to say about Clerks. Like I said, I think Clerks being in the top 3 films that people voted on overall in these in Kevin Smith movies on the voting brackets there, it's actually no surprise to me at all. Again, it is the classic. It is the very first of his films it is the very first of his films that he got started with, right? And certainly when it comes down to it, there's a lot of those things like that you don't like. Again, like, you get the sophomore effort, and his sophomore effort is great too, which we're going to get into in a second. But it's just like a lot of other things, like when it comes to films and everything, like the first one is always the best one, but this film really was one of the great films, definitely one of the best Kevin Smith films out there. Favorite line from Chasing Amy, because the other 3 figments of your imagination. Yeah. I'm waiting for that Logan and Mayweather fight in 20 minutes. What's that? I don't even know who that is. I mean, I know who Mayweather is, but who's Logan? I do think Clerks is a perfect encapsulation of the 90s, and it really is too. From the soundtrack to the lingo to the dress to the everything, it really is. You got Cousin Olaf. I want to make fuck with you, Berserker. Right? Oh man, just some really great stuff, very classic stuff that happens in this film. The Chuli's gum representative going in there and causing a ruckus. Let's see, the old man who dies in the bathroom, and who was it? Caitlin, was it? Wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Who was it? It wasn't Caitlin Bree that went in there and humped the dead guy, which was actually referenced in his sophomore effort, Mallrats. Not only that, but I believe those were also referenced in Chasing Amy. a lot of these, again, a lot of these things kind of intersect. Again, Clerks was the one that kind of launched off the View Askew-niverse, or the VAU. Like I said, it was the MCU. We all have to thank Kevin Smith for the MCU, because if it wasn't for Kevin Smith in the MCU, he is the one who created the template for Kevin Feige to follow to build the MCU. Kevin Smith did it first. Kevin Smith did it first. Mallrats is better than Clerks, and underrated. Ooh, yeah, 37. Oh man, that's funny. Oh, the connectivity and the lines, and through the lines in his films is amazing. Yeah, absolutely, agree. 100% with you there, Jason. Absolutely. Now, so let's go ahead and get back into. Let me see here. Can we? Where are we at? Yeah, let's go ahead and get here into. Let's go ahead and get here into the next topic. The next movie that we're going to be talking about. It's Kevin Smith's Mallrats. Now, can't remember what year Mallrats came out. Like I said, it doesn't really matter. This is Kevin Smith's sophomore effort. Let me know what you think about Mallrats down in the comments below. Oh, you know what? Honestly, before we get into this, I think it's something very interesting too. Hey, he kind of started the connected universe and the whole, maybe not post-credit scene, but at the very end of Clerks, it says at the end of the credits, it says Jay and Silent Bob will return in Dogma. That was in Clerks in 1994. And you got to think, I don't think Dogma came out till 1998, 98 or 99. And he had, what, 3 films in between then? He had Mallrats, Chasing Amy. Okay, yeah, Mallrats and Chasing Amy. They came in between there. So they actually ended up being in 2 other films before Dogma. So he had Dogma actually planned when they did Clerks. And it was planned, it was actually already going to be a thing. Now, you get into Mallrats. Mallrats is his sophomore effort. Mallrats is one of these films, you know. Now, there's a lot of these films, like Jason was saying just a few minutes ago, you know, you get into these movies and these soundtracks, they are so 90s. And I gotta tell you, watching these Kevin Smith films, you know, I love Kevin Smith films and everything like that. They're fun, they're great, and everything like that. But I gotta tell you, did I hate 90s music this much back in the 90s? Because there's some of these things on the soundtrack, I'm like, oh hell no, this music sucks. You know what I mean? But then again, I sit there and think, you know, I was even talking about in the Myrtle Maniacs only chat yesterday with Obi-Wan the homie. I'm like, did I hate this 90s music as much back in the 90s, man? Because, like, you know, but I think about, like, I used to think Nirvana was good also. So hey, it's all good. We all grow up and we learn, right? We all grow up and we learn. But this movie starts off, just like a lot of movies, making my kids bored, because the movie starts off with a nice long kind of introduction of putting the names up there and everything that made the movie, the stars, and a nice little 90s soundtrack with a bunch of cool and great comic book covers and these renditions that they had done by different artists for this film. Things with Blunt Man and Chronic on there, as well as the many other things that they had done for this film, like the Wolverine homages and stuff like that they had with some of the different characters throughout the film that they had in the introduction of this movie, and I believe they even had some at the very end of the film as well. But then you get right into, and this movie wastes no time getting started. Where you see, you jump right in and you see Brody sitting there with his girlfriend, played by Shannon Doherty, Jason Lee, in this movie, just doing absolutely great as Brody in this character. Wasn't it Brody? It was Brody in this one, right? Brody, yeah. And he's there with Shannon Doherty, his girlfriend. You know, getting in this movie, like I said, it wastes no time. Wasn't that the first one? Or was it Jeremy London? Was it Jeremy London and his girlfriend first? Well, I It's funny, we just watched it yesterday too. But you get this film wastes no time. It hits the ground running. You see the setup and the conflict of the characters right at the very start. You see Jeremy London, I believe his character's name is TS. Him and his girlfriend, they're kind of at odds as they're there having a conversation as she's packing up, kind of getting ready, kind of in a hurry. And they're having a conversation. Her father don't like him, and she's talking about how this conversation that he had with this other girl, like if he said that she was fat because she was going on this show, and he's like, oh yeah, because well the camera adds 10 pounds, and so she ended up going to the swimming pool and doing laps all night and died mid backstroke. And this is something again we once again hear about in other films throughout the View Askew universe. And we kind of get this setup. We get Michael Rooker in here playing the father, and you see him dancing around the house, doing all karate, all sweaty and half naked with his bath towel. It's absolutely hilarious. You know, getting into that, I'm like, dude, I love Michael Rooker in there anyway. I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, dude, I need to see this. Like you can show me just more of Michael Rooker. Like, give me that blooper reel. Give me that blooper reel of Michael Rooker sitting there being just freaking just hilarious. Because he is absolutely hilarious in this film. Again, this film wastes no time getting right to the point, and it moves at a breakneck pace as we get again set up with our other character, Brody, who is at odds with his girlfriend, who breaks up with him. She ends up climbing out the window. They're not having sex. He's sitting there too much playing video games and reading comic books, just being a geek. And, she hasn't even been introduced to his mother. And all of these things are problems. And so we see kind of all these conflicts getting set up right at the very beginning of the movie. And then you see our two characters, our two heroes of the film, if you want to call them that, getting together to go and they go to the mall to make themselves feel a little bit better. I love the smell of commerce in the morning. And this is when we get introduced to our other characters, like Ethan Suplee, who is in here. He was much larger in this film too, and much younger, obviously. But you get in there and you get introduced to his character, who's sitting there looking at those magic eye, the magic eye things. You know, like I was just doing one of those books with my kids the other day. He's sitting there looking at those. You get introduced to Ben Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck being the yuppie salesman. The yuppie salesman. He has no respect for anybody without who's in the mall without a shopping agenda. You know why? Because the customer's always an asshole. That's why. Yeah, a schooner is a sailboat. Yes. Absolutely. Again, you get here in the mall, you kind of get introduced to some of the different Mallrats. This is when you get introduced to Jay and Silent Bob in here as well. You see them kind of lurking around throughout the mall. You see, you get introduced to other interesting characters as well, like the character, I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, the young girl who is in writing her book and having sex with a bunch of strangers and videotaping it and doing her book on those the sexual exploits, right? And we also see that as well as our main character TS's girlfriend's whose father doesn't like him has a TV show that he hosts that's very much just like the dating game. And because that girl ended up dying mid backstroke, his girlfriend is actually going on there to make up for that. And so we see this is what our main characters are out there doing, trying to figure out what to do to put a stop to her getting hooked up with this guy through this TV show. We end up seeing how Brody's gonna get back together with his girlfriend and his questioned libido. And there's just all kinds of hilarious shenanigans that go on throughout this film, throughout everything going on here. We already had the references to the chocolate-covered pretzel. Just thinking about those. We get Joey Lauren Adams in here, who I believe at the time was dating Kevin Smith. As you know, we got Joey Lauren Adams' boobies in this movie as well. So, very, very great stuff. Now, this film, again, like I said, it's Kevin Smith's sophomore effort, and it moves at this breakneck pace, but it's just paced so well that, again, it's not fast, it's not slow. It keeps you interested and engaged and laughing, and it gets you, actually, as funny as it is, as engaging in everything as it is. It still has very great dramatic points throughout these kids who are in their adolescence and their dating lives and stuff like that. I mean, these kids are teenagers, talking about, you know, these serious going through these midlife crisis, right? And how getting in through all these things and seeing how big of nerds they are, and then how they end up getting introduced and meeting the one above all, Stan Lee, the creator. Yes, the inspiration, Kevin Smith's inspiration for Jay and Silent Bob, Bluntman, and Chronic, for the View Askew universe, the man that was inspired by the man Stan Lee himself to create the View Askew universe with all of these characters, and ultimately, again, the man that we have to thank for the MCU, because if it wasn't for him, Kevin Feige wouldn't be Suge White. He wouldn't have been able to create and have such a successful Marvel Cinematic Universe if it wasn't for the View Askew universe. So, we get all of that, and again, we get Stan Lee in here, who comes in to wrap up all the drama and everything in a nice little bow, right? Again, we get all the classic soundtrack. We get Jay and Silent Bob in here up to their shenanigans. We see it's so funny too. You get in there, you see Jay and Silent Bob causing the calamity, and they're running outside of the mall, and he uses the little bat hook. You know, when they escape. All kinds of funny stuff here. Again, getting introduced and building on these characters. Tell them, Steve Dave. Getting introduced to these characters that we continue to see throughout these films. We get Jay and Silent Bob back again in here. We don't see Dante and Randall in this film, but we do see that the guy that plays Dante Hicks, ends up coming and playing suitor number 3 in this dating game type show. He's in there. He's in there playing his role, as well as Scott Mosier, the producer as well, the man behind the man, right? Again, we've watched these past 2 films over the past couple of days, and I gotta tell you, both of these films are classic films. These are Kevin Smith's first 2 films, Clerks, Mallrats. Following up Clerks. I gotta tell you, man, getting in and watching these films, like, for me, I love both of these films. I don't believe either one of these films are Kevin Smith's best films. But these 2 films are absolutely classic films with nothing but these things are filled with quotables, right? All kinds of one-liners throughout both of these films. You can go back and watch them, and you remember them. As soon as they're coming up, you can bring them, you can call them out. You hear the music. It's got that feel. Right? It hits a lot of, these films hit a lot of beats as well. Not only keeping great pace, but they've also got a lot of humor. They've got good drama, adolescent drama, right? You know, that younger kid stuff. They've got a lot of these things interjected in there well in a way that is relatable to probably almost every single person in the world. Like, if you can't relate to some of the things, situations and stuff happening in these films, I honestly don't know who you are. We got great filmmaking. I can guarantee you, while these films do have decent budgets for what they're doing, Kevin Smith was able to do so much with so little when it comes right down to it. If you watch how these films are made, a lot of practical effects, things like that. Also, character performances, the people that he got and gets in these films, he would get on film, a lot of them friends of his and people that he was meeting along the way, and he would get these performances out of them for these films. And I think that Mallrats certainly is a contender for being one of Kevin Smith's best films, right along with Clerks. Are they the best? I don't believe they are, because he's got other better films. These are his first 2 films. And I think overall, throughout his career, he grew as a director, as a writer, and even as a producer as he was going through making these films and creating these films. And I do believe that there was a point in which he hit a high point in his career as a writer, director, producer, actor. I don't think it was in these two films, though. These two films were, though, laying the foundation for the director, writer, producer, actor that he will become. Both of these films definitely deserve to be right up there in that Debate 8 next Wednesday. Both of these films probably definitely deserve to be in the top 4. I can't tell you that they're going to be, but I can tell you one thing is they're going to be right in there contending with a lot of other great Kevin Smith films. And it's going to be gloves off because it's going to be a rough one because, like I just said, Kevin Smith did grow as a director. He grew as a writer. He grew as a producer and even an actor throughout every single one of these films, especially in those early films. All the love and everything that went into those films in every single aspect. And I think throughout the course of his career, a lot of that, his style and even his love and everything, it kind of, it changed. He changed as a director. He changed as a person. When you go in and get into some of his later films, getting into things even like Tusk, Red State, Jersey Girl, and even his latest Jay and Silent Bob reboot. But certainly, these two films, Clerks and Mallrats, are the two films that laid the foundations for the man, the director, the producer, the writer, and actor that Kevin Smith would go on to be, going on to produce some of his better films. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below on Mallrats and what you think about it. We'll get into those right before we get ready to bring the show to an end. Now, before we get into the live chats and discuss even more things, I also want to let you know once again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up if you like. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. It's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Also, make sure you interact in the chats, because when you interact in the live chats, you acquire Myrtle Bit, and acquiring Myrtle Bit is going to help you get entered into some of the giveaways that we are going to be doing here on the channel. First thing we got up is this right here, 2 stories written and drawn by Joshua Kemble. We are giving this away along with this David variant cover of Baby Teeth, issue number 17. This is the Brave New World Comics exclusive. And who knows? There might be other things that might go into the package by the time we get to doing this giveaway anyway. But the only way that you have any chance of winning it is being subscribed to the channel, liking the videos, maybe becoming an immortal one. That just helps you acquire extra Myrtle Bit. But being here and hanging out in the live chats, in the live streams while we're live. So what you gotta do, you gotta come hang out. You gotta hang out with all of these great people that we have here on the channel hanging out. So now, let's get right into this, see what you all are saying. Okay. Okay, we got Parker, we got, yeah, Jason from Probably Peter. Hey, Jason says, Superman sex talk. Yes. Yeah, all this. And again, that's something that Kevin Smith always used to be so good about as well, is getting in there and doing a lot of that kind of pop culture talk and things like that. Again, he was one of those people who was out there young enough and kind of hip enough and not some corporate asshole to kind of influence a lot of the pop culture things that were coming out back in the day. Certainly. Absolutely. There we go. Looking a little dark there. But yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the Superman sex talk. Jason says, did you know that TS was originally supposed to be Michael Rooker's neighbor and had an altercation with him in the opening scene, but it was scrapped and reshot? I didn't know that. I'm sure it's probably on some of the behind the scenes stuff that I probably ain't watched in a while. Probably just, I probably did know that. I probably forgot or something. But yeah, very interesting. It's just me, or is that? It is, okay. It is. Yeah, it was crooked. Why didn't somebody tell me my camera was crooked? Jason says, Brody is my all-time favorite View Askew character. Oh, yeah. I better get to this. Jonathan Velasquez with a $5 super chat, my man, says, in Captain Marvel, Stan Lee is reading a Mallrats script during his cameo on the bus to Excelsior and beyond. Absolutely, absolutely, and yeah, and that was something definitely cool in that film as well. You know, getting some homage to not only like with Stan Lee, but even Kevin Smith as well. That was pretty cool, and you know. And I know everybody's going to laugh. And there's people out there that laugh about it all the time. Because Kevin Smith is nothing but a corporate shell. As you know, that Kevin Smith was crying like a little bitch when he seen that in the movie. You know he was. You know he was. I think he actually probably even did a reaction video too. And he was like... and he don't he don't cry just like a little few tears. Like he gets into like sloppy crying like yeah, we're gonna be nice, but yeah. Stan Lee, absolutely, man, the man. And you know, you get into this movie and you see in Mallrats and see even like Clerks and see how young so many of these people and the people are. I mean, obviously they're older, like 25 years old now. You know, like at this point, was it 26 years for 26, 27, I guess, for Clerks. You know, and then Mallrats. I think what is Mallrats? I think it's 2 years older. I think it's 2 years older, or 2 years younger, maybe. Let's see. 95. Okay, it's the next year, 95. Yeah, and it's funny too because at the very end of even Mallrats, there's a post credit thing saying that Jay and Silent Bob will return in Chasing Amy. So they like again connected universe. He started up all this stuff. But yeah, again, thank you so much, Jonathan Velasquez, for the $5 super chat. One of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs. Thank you so much for your support, brother. Thank you so much for your support, brother. I appreciate that. Chris from Chaos and Comics is here. My man says, Chris says, Dogma is the high point, huh? Is that a fact? You know what, Chris? Since I know you got ass takes as much as I do, I want to see you show up to Fanjecture's channel next Wednesday, and I want to see you voting with your bad taste, just like mine and everyone else's, in the chats next Wednesday. In the pinned comment, you can go subscribe to Fanjecture's channel and be there next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, next Wednesday for Debate 8 as we debate Kevin Smith films. This Wednesday, they're going to be doing Nicolas Cage. Go check it out. Let's see. Jeremy London was first. Whoops, I meant Brody. Brody was his neighbor. Yeah. A schooner. Yeah, schooner is the sailboat. You know what? There is no Easter Bunny. Yeah. An uncomfortable place, like the backseat of a Volkswagen. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, yeah. Stan Lee. Yep. Gil Hicks. Yep. Gil Hicks. Who was the brother of the reporter in Dogma? Yep. Who was Grant Hicks? Were they related to Dante Hicks too? Yeah, Suge White. yeah, man. Mark Hamilton says Jason got our asses handed to us by the Mad Mage in Curse or Strand, narrowly escaped. What are you talking about? Are you talking about nerd stuff? Oh man, what are you talking about? Oh, Mark Hamilton, you over there talking about that nerd stuff? What is that? Like some D&D? Is that some D&D stuff? Come on, man. We're talking Clerks and Mallrats. I'm kidding. Thank you so much for being here, Mark Hamilton. Check your Myrtle bit! Exclamation Myrtle bit down in the live chats to check your Myrtle bit. Because everybody wants a little bit of Myrtle. Jonathan Velasquez says, most impactful when he found out it was Stan Lee's last cameo. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Definitely more impactful that way too. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hey, it was cool to see anyway. I remember when I seen it at the theater, I was like, oh, damn. Like, dude, I was like, yeah. Hey, I was hyped up when I seen that. I was hyped up when they seen it. Hey, what? I guess some people wouldn't say that's one of the great things about the Captain Marvel movie these days, because everybody thinks like Kevin Smith is just like some corporate shill asshole that, you know, he just cries at all the movies, which he does. But the point being, you know what? Kevin Smith has earned his right to do that. He's earned it. Like, I'm telling, like, seriously, did Hollywood ever give him any kind of notoriety? Did Hollywood ever give a shit about him? No, not until like years later. You know, it's like, you know what I mean? Only because we, the fans who are into the Viewers universe, willed it so. Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, if you are one of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs, make sure that you go follow us on the Discord. There is a link down in the description of this video that you're watching right here. Down in the description where you can go and join our Discord. Even if you're not, you can go join our Discord. You know, even, you know, if you're just a subscriber, even if you're not a subscriber and you just hate me and you watch all my videos and stuff, and you sat there lurking, waiting for me to say something stupid to cancel me one day, you can go follow me on Discord, where chances are you're probably going to find something there for sure. And there, if you're not only one of the Myrtle Maniacs, if you're one of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs, tonight we are going to be doing a watch party for Chasing Amy. For Chasing Amy, here in about, you know what, we're gonna have to call in about 90 minutes because I'm getting ready to go grill some steaks. They're gonna be good. Gonna have my belly full, and we are going to watch all the immortal Myrtle Maniacs. We're gonna get together and watch Chasing Amy live in the Discord. So if you don't own it, you don't have HBO Max, you don't own the movie or anything, you can come and watch it with us in the Discord, absolutely free. If you're one of the immortal Myrtle, well, I guess not free if you got to be one of the immortal Myrtle Maniacs, but you know what I mean. Just like people say, you know, like, oh, I got HBO Max for free because it's complimentary with my AT&T. You know what I mean? Like, it's free in that sense. You know, it's free like when you go to pay for a soda at McDonald's and it's got the lid on there. The lid's free. The lid's free. Oh, man. Yes, no problem, Jonathan Valasquez. Thank you for being here, and thank everybody else out there for being here tonight. Again, go check out the Discord. We are going to be going over there. I'll make sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Just go follow me over at the 2nd Street Marvel. And I will make sure, just, even on the community tab here, make sure, I'm telling you, just be ready. But we're going to do it in about 90 minutes. So at about 6:30, we will be going live in the Discord to do a watch party for Chasing Amy, one of Kevin Smith's best films. Thank you all so much for being here today. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week if you're not going to hang out with us in the Discord. And we'll see you in the next video. Later. Patricia, were you lurking, Patricia? Were you lurking in the Patricia, were you lurking? Oh, I see you, Patricia, out there lurking. Are you gonna come hang out in the disc? Are you gonna come watch Chasing Amy with us later?